Hey you guys, so I wanted to talk to you today about growing your network. It's a huge deal in network marketing, in relationship marketing, that we be constantly adding new friends and making new connections. But you don't want to be that spammy person where people get a message from you and they're like, oh boy, it's one of these people again. So it's really important that you do things authentically and that you're asking questions and connecting genuinely just to make new connections, just to add new friends. So not with the agenda of, I want to get a customer out of this, or I want to get a new coach out of this person, or I want to, I want them to benefit me in some way. You have to completely remove any agenda. Not that I think any of you would have that agenda in the first place, but just have the agenda of making lots of new friends. And of all these new friends and new connections that you're going to make, there will be some people who need your help. So it's not like you're necessarily looking for people that need your help. You're looking to make friends, looking to make new connections, and a connection that you might make might lead you to someone that needs your help. They might know someone that needs your help. They might refer someone to you. So just completely remove any agenda of like trying to get customers or trying to get coaches, because that's just going to leave you feeling weird and exhausted, and people can sense that like a mile away. And speaking of which, you need to position yourself. So and by that I mean like your Instagram, your Facebook, your social media accounts, they should not be saying Beachbody Coach, Independent Team Beachbody Coach, like all these things, because to other people from the outside looking in, what that says to them is salesperson that's going to try and push me on products and programs or whatever. And that's not what we do. At least our team and the way I teach things, that's not what we do. We make new connections. We help people with lots of different things, not just health and fitness. And there are some people of that large population that actually do need a fitness program, or they do need a calendar to follow, or they do need a meal plan to follow. Like they need specific help. So it's not like we're trying to push anything on anyone. We're just helping the people who want help, and we're making so many connections that those people are within that group. So make sure that your social media accounts are not saying Beachbody Coach, and you can say, fitness coach, health and wellness coach, CEO of whatever you want to call your business, fitness consultant, fitness support coach. You can think outside the box. You can give yourself a really cool title like that. All that Beachbody asks is that you don't just call yourself a Beachbody Coach, because that would imply that you're maybe employed by Beachbody. So if you're going to say Beachbody Coach, you have to put the word independent in front of it so that people know you're an independent contractor, not an employee. But if you're not even using the words Beachbody Coach, then you don't need to worry about that. So my recommendation is just to say fitness coach, consultant, all those kinds of things, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So position yourself. The other way to position yourself is to make sure that your account is not a whole bunch of Beachbody stuff and Shakeology this and, this program and that program, and, because then people are just like, oh, okay, this is social media, yet you're a commercial. And you don't want people to get that feeling at all. You want people to see, that they can get valuable information from you and good tips, and that they can understand who you are and understand what you've overcome, so they can get to know you and what you're all about. And it's a little different on Facebook than it is on Instagram. Instagram needs to be a little more theme oriented, and we'll do an Instagram training too. But I'm going to focus today more on Facebook. Facebook doesn't have to be so theme oriented. Facebook is more like, this is my living room and you're invited to my living room. And for a party, for a social gathering, that's more like Facebook. Whereas Instagram is more like, it's a specific theme of like fitness, health, nutrition, but it's more specific in those realms than Facebook. I hope that makes sense. So with Facebook, you have more variety in your posts. So let's talk about growing your network on Facebook. I'll do a separate training for Instagram. So real quickly, I'm just going to go through these quickly, and if you want more in-depth training, I have more in-depth training on this. So just ask. It's on my training site, JanelleSummers.com, when you log in. So the number one thing that you have to do is be friend requesting people. So who do you friend request? So first of all, how many? You should be friend requesting about 5 people per day. So who to friend request? First of all, Facebook has suggested friends that you should friend request. So those are friends of friends. So go ahead and friend request those people who you feel like you would want to associate with. Not just anyone, but someone who you see their profile and you're like, oh yeah, she looks like someone that I would talk to, in the coffee shop or whatever. So people that you would want to associate with, look at those people that Facebook is suggesting. Also, friends of friends. So let's say you have, let's say it's your brother and he's like, knows everyone in town or whatever, or everyone in his town wherever he lives. Look at his friends list. Maybe there are some people there that you mutually know that you haven't friend requested yet. The other thing is, you should really make a list of everyone you do know and make sure that you friend requested everyone that you do already know. That's one of the things that is a critical core activity starting as a new coach, is to make a list of everyone you've ever known in your life and go through and friend request those people that you at least, not that you're necessarily like good friends with, but friend request those acquaintances, okay? Not if you don't want to associate with them, okay? Then don't friend request those people, but everyone else, your former coworker, your former someone you used to work with, someone you used to go to school with, former neighbor, current neighbor, relatives, make sure you friend request all those people. You want to grow your network as large as possible, okay? So the other people to friend request are people in Facebook groups. So again, let me go through that. That's the suggested friends, the friends of friends, and people in Facebook groups. So let me explain that one a little bit further. So you want to do a search on Facebook of people within, a search of Facebook on Facebook of Facebook groups. So for example, let's say that you are into decor, interior decor, and maybe there's a certain show that you like. Like for me, I love HGTV, so I love the show called Fixer Uppers. So type in Fixer Uppers. There might be some groups there that I could join of people who also love the show Fixer Uppers. You want to go into groups that aren't so huge, because then you're just going to get lost in there. When you post valuable content about interior decor, people won't necessarily see it. So you want to go in groups that are maybe like between 200 people to like 1,000 people. That's probably a good size. And you want to make sure that people are currently posting in there. It's not like a dead group. So once you're in there and you kind of are connecting with a few people, go ahead and friend request them. But always have a reason when you friend request people, like, oh, I'm friend requesting you because you're in that group and you're into decor too, and I'm just connecting with new people. Or let's say it's a friend of a friend. Oh, I'm just connecting with you because we both know so-and-so, and I figure we're probably mutual, I saw that we were mutual friends. But even further than that, if you can have a reason like, oh, I love your hair, I love your style, or I saw your account and I love your vibe, things like that. So you have a reason to friend request people. You have a reason to follow them. Okay, so step number 2 is to search in the search bar. So you might search in your Facebook search bar, friends of friends who love Scottish Terriers. Okay, I love Scottish Terriers. So friends of friends who love Scottish Terriers, and it'll literally pull up all your friends of friends who love Scottish Terriers, or friends of friends who love HGTV, or friends of friends who love whatever, or just friends who love, no, you don't want to do friends because that means you've already friend requested them, but friends of friends. So do a search on that, and Facebook will pull up people that you could be friend requesting that have something in common with you on that. So step number 2, so step number 1 was friend request people. Step number 2 is to connect with people. So after they have accepted your friend request, first of all, if you happen to notice when they accept your friend request, be present in that moment. Send them a quick thank you for accepting your friend request. Say, hey, are you into Scottish Terriers too? Or hey, are you into health and fitness too? Or something like that. Send them something. Or maybe you have a like page and you say, hey, just so you know, I actually post over on my like page. Are you into health and fitness too? And then maybe send them an invite to your like page. But connect with them. So connect with them when they accept your friend request, and then 2 days later, connect with them again. And I'll show you how to kind of keep track of who you are newly friend requesting in just a second. So you want to send them a message about 2 days later after they've accepted your friend request, just something like, hey, Jill, thanks for accepting my friend request. I saw that we're into the same breed of dogs. How long have you had your such and such dog? he's so cute. You know, just something to connect. Just start conversations. Again, you're just trying to make new connections, trying to make new friends, and you're going to meet some amazing people. Some people who will never become customers, and you won't care because you're like, I just love this person. Like we click in so many ways. I have so many followers where, not so many, but I definitely have followers where like, we're like online BFFs. Like, and they're not coaches of mine, they're not customers of mine, but like, we just, I love them, you know what I mean? I love their account, I love our conversations back and forth, so it doesn't matter if they don't join as a coach or a customer. That's not my goal. I'm not saying everyone needs what I have to offer, right? So just go at it with that approach and you won't be disappointed. So connect with them, send that message. And then I'm looking at my notes, make sure I don't forget anything. So to organize who these friends are that are accepting your friend requests, you can go into Facebook under friends and you can see newly added. So you click on that and you can see those friends that you've newly added or have accepted your friend request. And you can actually create a list for them. So you can put them in a list, and maybe that list is called new September friends. And so you can create a list and click them all into the new September friends. So these are friends that you added in September. And so then what you can do from your computer or from your phone is actually, you know, once a week, maybe once a day even, you can go to that list, their feeds, and actually see, you can go to the new September friends and it'll show you all of them, and you can go to each one of their news feeds and like and comment on their posts. We have a phrase that we use a lot, CCQ, which stands for comment, compliment, question. So, oh my goodness, I love that dress. So that's a compliment. And then the comment might be, I really need a dress like that for a wedding I have coming up. So that's a comment. And then the question might be, do you mind me asking where you got that? Okay, so just to conversate, again, to be interested in them genuinely is so key. And then when you are posting on Facebook, they're more likely to see it. It stands out to them. Down the road, when you invite them to maybe a free challenge group or even a paid challenge group, or even invite them to learn about coaching, you've made that connection. You've started building that relationship. And if you're always ending your messages with a question, then you're likely to keep that relationship going, and it's not weird. And it's fine if you don't talk for like weeks or even a month at a time. That's fine. Just rekindle every now and then when it makes sense to do so. You just go back to your, who were my September friends again, and go back and see what they've been posting about recently. Make sure to always be in tune with what's going on in their life. So next, third step is to share. Make sure that you're sharing on Facebook things that are valuable, things that are vulnerable, and things that are intentional. Write that down. Valuable, vulnerable, and intentional. Okay, so be thinking, oh, is it time I need to share something about the business, something about what this business has done for me? And you don't have to come right out and say Beachbody coaching, but just something vague enough that piques your interest and gets them to ask underneath the post. That's what you want. It's called curiosity marketing. Pique their interest, get them to ask. And then sharing, some of your intentional, valuable posts might be just humorous, making people laugh. I love to laugh. I love funny posts. So a lot of people do. So do those posts once in a while. Anytime you can do a post that's vulnerable, which means sharing where you used to be. Put yourself in the shoes of the person that wasn't working out, that didn't know where to turn, or the person that before they knew that they wanted to become a coach. What were you thinking? What were you going through? What have you overcome? Where are you now? But speak to that person that you were, and then where you are now. So it resonates with people. So people can go, oh, I can relate to that. And that's really inspiring that that's how she overcame that. So being really vulnerable and putting yourself out there. And you can put at the top something like warning, vulnerable post alert, or something like that, or warning, this is not easy for me to post. Say what you're feeling. You pretty much cannot go wrong when you just say what you're feeling. I've had posts where coaches have said, this is my before and after picture, and this is very hard for me to post. Please keep your positive comments coming, or please, no negative comments, something like that. And usually people won't. Usually if someone's going to make a negative comment, it's somebody's young child got on their account and posted something. So half the time if you get a negative comment, it's someone who is going through something themselves, or they were totally joking, or it comes from someone that is really young. I got a negative comment one time. I was pretty upset, only to find out she was a really young girl. And I'm like, oh, okay. It just kind of makes sense now. I took it so personally, but she was like, I think 15 years old or something. And it was like, oh, okay. She's not quite mature enough. Her, 15-year-olds' brains aren't fully developed. So, then I understood. So you have to understand where those are coming from sometimes. Okay, so make sure your posts are, consistent, and we try to post 3 times a day. So try and have set times that you post, maybe morning, around noon, and around evening. And if you can't post during one of those times, schedule a post. Especially if you have a like page, you can schedule a post. So that's a good idea too. Let me see if I'm missing anything. Oh, and realize that your posts are not going to make everyone happy. Don't try and be posting to everyone, okay? You're trying to attract and engage like-minded people. Not everyone's going to be like-minded. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You have to be okay with that. Some of the posts that got the most number of unfollows for me, like when you have a like page, it gives you insights and you can see who likes, when you're getting people unlike your page. For some of the posts that have gotten the most, they literally unliked my page because of my post, were also for that same post, I got record number of likes. So all that means is I was honing in on my like-minded people, It was those people that really aren't like-minded were unliking my page. That's fine. We cannot please everyone, so don't try to do that. Let's see. Number 4 is invite. You have to be inviting. You're growing your network. In order to leverage that, you have to be inviting people to free groups, and down the road inviting people to challenge groups, and inviting people to this business opportunity, this amazing business opportunity. And one of the couple easy things to do, number 1, is to invite people to a free group because it's free, right? So that's something you should be doing automatically off the bat all the time. And inviting people to the business opportunity is actually not that hard if it's someone you already see is engaging in fitness in some way, because one of the easiest ways you can put it out there is say, oh, are you a coach too? Are you a coach too? Or, oh, are you in the fitness industry as well? Or, oh, are you in the health and wellness industry as well? Or, oh, are you a personal trainer as well? Are you an online coach as well? Something like that. And a lot of times they'll say, no, I just love fitness, and say, oh, well, your account's very inspiring. And here's the phrase to use. Have you ever considered it? You're not saying, would you join me? You should check this out. Let me know if you're interested. Don't say any of those things. Say, have you ever considered it? Ask that question. You've got to throw it out there. You have to ask. You have to just ask and get that conversation flowing. And it might not be for weeks or months that that person ends up actually joining or actually more heavily considering it. But now you've planted the seed, and that's the most important thing you can do is plant the seed. Keep conversations going over time. Keep building that trust and relationship going. They're going to start looking at your posts. They're going to start looking at what you're doing. If they think what you're doing is cool versus salesy and icky, then they're going to start becoming more interested in that, and that seed's going to start to develop and flourish. And before you know it, when you do a glimpse into coaching type group or something like that, you can more genuinely talk to them about it, because they will have had that seed planted, and they will have probably been watching some of your posts and what you do. So it's really important to plant that seed. Number 5, and most importantly, is to follow up on any kind of an invite that you do. So whether it be to an invite that you did to like your page, or an invite you did to a free challenge group, or an invite you did to a regular type of challenge group, or an invite you did to learning about the business opportunity. And you don't always have to have like a sneak peek or glimpse into coaching that you're about to run in order to invite people. I invited people to learn more about the coaching opportunity for probably a good 3 or 4 years straight before I'd ever held a glimpse into coaching type of group. I would do like a video like this explaining it on Zoom, so you could invite someone to something like that. Maybe on a Sunday night you're going to do a Zoom explaining what coaching is, just the basics of it, and you invite people to it. But the key is the follow-up. When I do explain the business opportunity, so many times people don't show up because they're not committed to it yet. It's something they're interested in, but they're not so committed to it yet that they're willing to take time out of their day to watch it. So the follow-up is everything. Actually having those one-to-one conversations about, why it is that this business would benefit them. And that's the other thing with this whole entire training, is that for you to have credibility in saying, have you ever considered this? And I think you would love it. For those words to have power and impact and influence on someone, you have to know their situation. You have to know their needs and their living situation, their fitness situation, or their job situation. You have to be aware of that, because if you don't know any of that, you making a recommendation has very little value to them. If you do know their needs and you tie in their needs with how this business can help solve a problem in their life, it has so much more value to them. Because for you to just say, oh, you'd be great at it, you should add this extra thing on your plate, they're gonna be like, well, no, I don't really have time to add anything extra to my plate. But if you know their needs and you know why this business and being able to have a supplemental income or a full-time income in an awesome business like this, if you know why that would help them or what problem that could help solve in their life, that's gold. That's awesome. That's what we want. We want to help people solve problems with fitness and with this business opportunity and with health and wellness, the whole package. That's what we do. So I hope that was helpful. Thanks so much. And again, I have a longer training on this if you want that. Let me know if you have any questions.